Hi everyone, it's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue. Do you think it's when I say hi or everyone that he absolutely needs to bark? I don't know, but it seems like every time I go to record a video and start off with my usual start off, I end up getting him barking. That's Teddy Bear, by the way. I have two corgis. One you met yesterday, named Benji. He's our rescue. He's been with us for only a few months. And then, of course, we have Ted E. Bear, who is a almost 5-year-old Pembroke Welsh Corgi. Corgis are my favorite. I have had, I'm thinking, eight corgis in the last 20 years. So they're really very popular with me. Anyway, I digress. Today we are going to be making this lovely little thing. It's a candy corn witch, and it's actually a little box. So I suppose you could put candy corn in there and give it as a gift, or you could use it as a decoration. So it's up to you, but this is a very simple and free file from our friends over at Dreaming Tree 3D SVG. And if you stick with me, I am going to put this together. But before I do, I need to ask you a favor. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, would you please consider doing that and perhaps telling a friend about it? Hey, the more the merrier. You don't have to buy anything. I'm not making you buy anything. I'm just here to entertain you for a few minutes each day with some little projects that I make with my Cricut. And I'd love for you to join us. So don't feel like this intense guilt or need to make all the projects that I make. These are just intended to inspire you. And maybe you'll just do one or two or none, and you just like to see my smiling face. Okay, so stay tuned, stay with me. We are going to put this together. Okay, so we're going to put together this really adorable candy corn witch box. It's got this adorable witch hat on it that's very 3D, and then it opens up to be a little secret compartment. I don't know what you want to put in there, maybe a snack size Snickers or something like that, or hey, how about some candy corn? This is a free file from our friends over at Dreaming Tree. They can be found at 3D SVG. And I want to show you how this goes together. There's really not much to it. It's a really easy file. It cuts out with a white piece, that's the body, and the black pieces, that's the hat, and then you have some embellishment. So let's go through putting together the white piece. It's really just this one piece, and you do have to fold it at all these score lines you see on either side. Now, I wanted to just make a point here. This is really thick cardstock. I don't even know how I got my hands on it because it's 8.5 by 11. I have like a craft board that's white that feels this thick, but I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, it's really thick. And so when you're folding, sometimes when you're folding really thick paper, it makes sense to go over the fold instead of just with your fingers or your nail. It makes sense to use something like this or something that's called a bone folder. It's kind of like it's just a thin white used to be made out of bone, I guess. I don't know. I think that's why they call it that. But I use this. It's my Cricut Extra Large Scraper. So it's very good for scraping, obviously. And I own like 5 of these, I think, right now. But it's also excellent for, let me see if I can get this in the camera. It's excellent for making those score lines really tight. And you do want that sometimes when you have a very thick piece of paper. If it's thinner, I think here's the thinner one. If it's thinner, you don't need to use the bone folder, but you definitely want to have crisp edges So whatever it is you need to do to get crisp edges, do take advantage. I happen to have this because, well, it's hanging around and I use it for other things. So anyway. Okay, so this is how it goes together. Once you get those flaps folded, you're going to, I put glue on either side of this flap, and then I'm going to nestle it here inside, on the inside edge, you see? And while the glue is still a little wet, you have that opportunity to make sure that the edges are lined up as closely as you possibly can. And then also, you know, just make sure that the glue adheres in all those places. Then you go, and we're gonna do the other side now. Again, popping it in like a bakery box, okay? Make sure you get that in there, get that edge really good. Use your finger to make sure that edge is there and that the glue is secured on there really well. And that's the box bottom. We're gonna come back and embellish it, but let's go on to the hat. The hat consists of, except for embellishments, it consists of two pieces. This is the front piece, and this is the part that makes it 3D. Super simple to put together. The first thing that you're going to do is, you see this tab on the top, you're going to put the glue on that tab. And you obviously going to fold in all of the score lines, and this is how the top comes together. It forms this point. See, I can hold my finger in there, and there it is. So make sure that it's good and secure there at that tab before you put the flat piece on. And obviously, you know, I'm always in a time, I don't want to take up your time. So you'll be definitely more careful about this than I will, but I'll just show you how it goes together. Then once you have it together, you put the glue on these tabs and you lay this piece onto the top. Again, you be very careful with your glue, not like me, making a mess over here. So anyway, there's the hat, right? So you have your bottom and you have your hat once it's all glued in good. And then you're going to think about embellishing it. Well, look at our original. In addition to having these cute and the most appropriate little lines here, he has a face, or she has a face, he or she. And then also she has a band on her hat with this really pretty piece of gold paper. And I want to show you how to put these things on, but I want to just tell you a little bit about this gold paper, because a lot of times people, they don't know where to get it. And I get this paper. It's 8.5 by 11. Okay, it's not super thick. Okay, but it comes at Michael's now. They didn't always have it, but you can buy it in like a small pack. I don't know if it's like 20 sheets or something like that. But you can buy it. It's called the Recollections brand, and it's with all their other paper. You just have to do a look for it. It's easier to find than, say, the vellum, the 8.5 by 11 vellum. So anyway, so that's about the foil. And really all that you need to do, and you could, I suppose you could decorate this before or after, but it's super simple. You're just going to take and put glue on the back of the band and sort of line it up on this front piece. Make sure, because it's glitter, you've got to really make sure it sticks. Sometimes glitter takes a while. And then we take our band and put a little bit of glue on there and lay it over, sort of like a pilgrim's hat. Now, I honestly, I know this isn't an authentic witch hat. And I know this because I live in the town over from the Salem witch trials, from where the Salem witch trials happened. But this is fun. You know, it's a fun thing, and it's meant no disrespect towards anybody at all. So just so that you know, it's a cutesy little thing. So, okay, so then we're going to start with the stripes. And here we have these yellow pieces. Now, I cut them in both glitter and in this, this paper. Cardstock paper. This is also that Michael's Recollections, and actually I prefer when I'm making a smaller type of project to use that 8.5 by 11 paper, because I can have every color of the rainbow, and they often will either sell one color in a 50 pack, or they'll sell you like a little variety pack based on either, you know, a certain theme, like summer rain and navy and nautical, and they have all different kinds. And this one comes from, this paper comes from the one that I had a really hard time finding it this year at Michael's. It's called Spice Market. But it has all these wonderful fall colors, including pumpkin, and this one is like a yellow from like a, almost like a sunflower yellow, and then we've got the orange, also from that paper pack called Spice Market, Recollections brand at Michael's. So you see what I'm doing here? So I put on the yellow one, and again, remember, you're going to do it much better than me because you're going to not be trying to make sure everything gets in the camera and all of that stuff. I'm just showing you because I want you to see how I put it together. And also, my dogs seem to be very barky lately, so I try to keep these videos sort of short. Okay, so so there is it. There's the, you know, the white, orange, and yellow, and you've got your hat, and all that's left. Let's just put the little hat on. So, and I suppose you could leave it like that if you wanted to, and but no, they also give you a mouth and these little eyes. But you know, consider what are those? Those googly eyes. Those are fun too. You could try that too, but you can always just cut them out in paper. Let's see. Let me just put this on so you can see. I will point out that, of course, on this side it doesn't show, but on this one, they actually cut these little pieces inside of here so that you can fit the eye. You know exactly the placement of each eye. Isn't that fabulous? Because sometimes, you know, placement's a little off. Well, at least mine is anyway. So that's to help you. That's to help you find that place. By the way, I mean, when you're gluing, it's kind of a little tip, but I always put the glue on the item and not directly on that spot. I don't know. What do you guys do? I've always done this way, where for me, it feels like when you put it on the base, that it gets kind of wrinkly if you put too much. And it doesn't seem as easy to move, but there's the eyes. Obviously, it's not the same one as this, but that's where I'd put the eyes. I can go back and put those eyes on it. But that is it. That's our adorable candy corn witch 3D hat. Isn't it adorable? Hey, so wasn't that easy? And it's free. It's a free project that you can cut with your Cricut whether it's a Maker machine or it's a Cricut Explore. These are free downloadable files, and you go to 3dsvg.com. You have to create an account, and you can look through the dozens of free projects that they sell over there at Dreaming Tree. So, so check them out. They're fun people. They obviously sell some things as well, but they do have a bunch of free files, and they're a great way to get started if you're just learning. And obviously they're adorable. So that's it for today. Thanks so much for stopping by. My name is Rita, and this is my channel, Miss Rita to the Rescue. You can find me here. You can find me, I keep losing the back of this. You can find me here, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook groups. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'm all over the place. I'm not going anywhere. So I hope that you'll join me in coming to see these quick tutorials on how to put together some really fun things using your Cricut machine. Have a wonderful day.